I don't think anything a girl wears to like show her confidence should be threatening in a sense. Like, I should be able to wear what I want to wear in front of your mom too. You need to leave. And I just feel like when I realize that you pop for her cleavage, like, I like to look good, so I'm gonna have cleavage legs. I feel like your face was a little crazy when I said that. I just a lit girl. Like, honestly, I can't even hold you. I don't know how I'm gonna come home on some nights. And you know what?
This is not a show for you to come and joke around.
No. I'm just being right now, my bad.
I need you guys to be serious, because it seems like you lot are coming here for a good time.
No, I didn't.
And it seems like you lot are not looking for love.
I don't think anything a girl wears to like show her confidence should be threatening in a sense. Like, I should be able to wear what I want to wear in front of your mom too. You need to leave. And I just feel like when I realize that you pop for her cleavage, like, I like to look good, so I'm gonna have cleavage legs. I feel like your face was a little crazy when I said that. I just a lit girl. Like, honestly, I can't even hold you. I don't know how I'm gonna come home on some nights. And you know what?
This is not a show for you to come and joke around.
No. I'm just being right now, my bad.
I need you guys to be serious, because it seems like you lot are coming here for a good time.
No, I didn't.
And it seems like you lot are not looking for love.
I don't think.
All right, shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rachaa Qadash. That belongs to the head elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well, teach well. Also, I want to give a shout out there to the hopeful elect, to Yahawah and Yahawah, who are sincerely in this truth, as well as believers of this word, but not just believers, but doers as well. And again, to you, I'd like to say shalom. All right, this is just going to be another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. And of course, like always, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. But getting straight into it, as you can see the title of this one, okay, the ways of whoredom shall be soon out the window. All right, and just based off the quick video, you know, we just saw, as many of you are aware, I'm pretty sure you're aware of this dating show or whatever, the Pop Balloon dating show. And you have this, you know, this Eve come up there. Eve, you know, she got offended because the dude said, you know, he wouldn't, I think he popped one girl balloon because her cleavage was showing. And he was like, you know, I can't bring you around my mom like that. You know, and this particular Eve right here, she got offended. You know what I mean? And she really just making a fool of herself, man, to be honest. You know, she really embarrassing herself, which that's what all our women do, man. Okay, they really just embarrass themselves. They try to embarrass others, but they really be embarrassing themselves, man. Okay, because our women is the face and the advertisement of whoredom, man. All right, when you think of a whore, okay, or a slut, so they say, you think about Eve, you think about the so-called black woman, all right, as well as the Latino woman at times too now, okay, but the fact is, the Lord is finna get ready to throw all this shit out the window, all right, all this is about to be out the window, man, okay, because first and foremost, this act right here, it leads to adultery, okay, and it leads to, you know, it can lead to murders, you know, it leads to a lot of wickedness, man. Okay, and you know, even just dealing with the show, you know, this shit it really gets so ridiculous to the point, you know, I believe her name is Ari right here, the host, and her husband, I believe he owns the show, if I'm not mistaken, he owns the show, and it got to the point where this dude had to get up out of his seat, man, and grab the mic and like, yo, man, like, look, take this serious. You know, y'all supposed to be up here finding for love, which these women are not looking for love, man. They just looking for a goddamn highlight moment, you know, to embarrass Jake and just fucking, you know, show their arrogance, man. All right, which really they just showing their ass. Okay, but going back to the spirit, man. You know, scriptures speak about how women shall be in modest apparel. Okay, matter of fact, let's start with that. scriptures tell our women to be in modest apparel, man. Okay, let me see. All right, this is 2 Timothy and verse 9. Let me highlight it. It says, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered hair or gold or pearls or constantly arrayed. And see, here it is. This is the Lord. Okay, He's telling women to be in modest apparel because, like I mentioned, that shit leads to a lot of things. A lot of women get raped, snatched up. Okay, they get followed home. All right, and they get looked at with shame. Okay, because they don't carry themselves in modest apparel, and it's so bad now to the point that our women, they take pride in that shit, man. That whoredom apparel. All right, they take pride in that, and they feel as though that's making them being beautiful. Like a bride feel beautiful. She don't feel beautiful unless she's naked. Like that's the fucked up mindset that our women are in, man. Okay, and I believe the saying goes, it's a quote. It says, the state of a nation by their women. Okay, which shows you that we're all just messed up, man. As a nation, because again, our women is the face and the advertisement of whoredom, man. All right, when you look at Eve, you know what I mean. All you think about is just getting off. Don't get me wrong, she looked good. Okay, but she's not good enough. She don't look good enough to keep, man. All right, she don't look good enough to keep. Jake just like to have they turn with her, man. You know what I mean? Or even some Jakes might try. They might try with her, but eventually Jake will leave, man, because you know what I mean. She's too much. All right, she's too much, man. All right, these women, they walk in pride. They feel like they shit don't stink, and they can't be touched. All right, but here it is. The Lord is finna get ready to touch a lot of you women, man. Okay? Hey, we coming into the time of Isaiah, 3:12? All right, which I'm going to get that as 2. All right, because here it is. Our women, they walk proudly with stretched forth necks, as the scriptures speak upon. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12. And it says, as for my people, Salakia, 3 and 16. This is the point. It says, moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with the scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. So, because our women, mainly starting with the northern kingdom, the southern kingdom, okay, and the northern kingdom, they fall along with that, but mainly the southern kingdom. These I'm gonna just say it like this, man. These bitches, they walk out here with pride, man. You seen the video, okay? She like, I gotta show some cleavage, and ain't no telling. She said, ain't no telling how I might come home some nights, man. You like a woman like that, bro. You don't even deal with that, man. She just a jump off, man. All right, that's it, and that's really all Eve is good for, a fucking jump off. Nothing else. All right, nothing else, because she can't bring none else to the table. All right, but her fucking problems. You see, she's not no type of rest or no type of support system, man. The bitch ain't nothing but a liability, man. And Salakia, I'm gonna just be honest, man. And I'm gonna say it just like that, and scripture speak about how a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, which we're gonna get into that later on. And we all know what a female dog is, man. All right. So that's why I'm gonna just say it just like that, man. She don't bring nothing to the table but her problems. And Esau, Edom have taught our women that, hey, you don't have to take accountability for anything because you're a woman. You a goddess. And matter of fact, jump back up to what I read at first, Isaiah 3 and 12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. So here it is, you know what I mean? Children of our oppressors, Esau, Edom, so-called white man. Okay? His ways is of a child. Remember the scriptures say, woe to him who king is a child. Alright? And it says women rule over them. Yeah, the woman is put first. Alright, here it is. The reason why a lot of men have low self-esteem is because of the woman. Okay? Which that can be their mother. Alright, or either their grandmother or they sister. You know, and I know that for a fact, man. I grew up in a household with none but fucking women, man. You know, which Jake gonna always have more women in his family, you know, most of the time. But I just know, man, just knowing how my sister, like dealing with my relatives at the time, you know what I mean? Just dealing with them. You know, knowing how they kind of tried to tear Jake down and shit. You know what I mean? Make Jake feel like he was less than, and he was, you know what I mean? That's the nature of these women nowadays, man. They like to make the man feel like he's less than and put him down, man. All right, here it is. They say women are smarter than men, which that's bullshit. But like even that, you know, because that's included in feminism. All that whole mindset is finna be thrown out the window, man. But let's go back. This is I'm gonna start at verse 17. It says, therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. And that's why our women have to they get goddamn their hair did every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? With a new wig or hair extensions. You know, because the Lord has cursed them. All right, with the scab of the crown of the head, man. All right, they bald headed. Hey, and our women, they even take pride in that. That's why these women got to be put down, bro. A lot of these women got to be put down because you got this song called Bald Head Whole Shit, man. Shows you, man, hey, the Lord just got to deal with them. All right, he got to put them away. All right, and majority of women are going to be taken out too. Okay? Yeah, you got to consider that. It's way more women than it is men. So when the Lord cut off 2/3, that's going to be a lot of women. Remember, he said made in women. All right? It says verse 18, in that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet and their cauls and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets, the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and the nose jewels. So the Lord is finna get ready to take away all the luxuries that these women have. Okay, the beauty supply store is going to be shut down. All right, Lord is finna get ready to take away all this, man. It says the changeable suits of apparel and the mantles and the whipplings and the crispy pins, the glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, there should be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of a well-set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. So here it is, the Lord is finna humble our women. Okay? Well, I'm gonna say these women, because they man, to hell with these people. But the Lord is finna get ready to humble these women. All right, he finna take away all the nose jewels, the rings, the glasses. You know what I mean? Because this is what motivates these brides' pride. All right? This is what motivates their pride, because the fact that they have access to a new wig. All right? The bitch got access to a waist trainer. But the Lord is finna get ready to take away all of that, man. You see? And it says instead of a sweet smell, there should be stink. Which a lot of you women fucking stink anyway, man. All right? Smell like latex and cucumber lotion, man. All right, latex and bleach. All right, you bitches, man, you funky, man. All right, and your attitude proves it even more how much you damn stink, man. Okay, a lot of these women, man, you know, like I said, a lot of these women just jump offs. Okay, now you have some decent women out there. All right, you do. Can't take that away. You do, man. But majority of the women, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American women, majority of you are just jump offs, man. Okay, and the Lord is going to deal with you in the time of His judgment. All right, and it says, "Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thou mighty in the war, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground."
Thy men shall fall by the sword.
That spirit. So yeah, here it is. Yeah, she's gonna sit upon the ground mourning. She's gonna be low. All right, she's gonna be low. She's gonna be cast out there into utter darkness. And see, with all this going on, this judgment, this is gonna cause Isaiah 4:1 to come to pass. All right, and let's read it. It says Isaiah 4:1, "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, or let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." And see, the thing is, you women are gonna have to be chosen in that day, because you're not gonna be able to easily come up to a man of the Lord and just say, I'm on your team. No, man, you got to be chosen in that day, man. That man of the Lord is gonna have to choose you, and best and believe, man, if that man of the Lord don't choose you, then you're through. Okay, you through. All right, you're gonna be taken out by the judgment. Okay, but it starts now. If I may say, walking in that modest apparel. Okay, and that's a mindset, bro. That, you know what I mean? It starts with your mind first and foremost, because see, women, you have to separate yourselves from the way of these 2/3. Like I did a lesson on through the spirit and power of Yahawashi yesterday, man. All right, you got to separate yourselves from the way of these 2/3, man. All right, and women can be heavily they can be easily influenced. All right, through this society, man. Okay, but you got to put on that modest apparel of Yahawah, all right, and separate yourselves from the rest of the world. Because you see a lot of these women out here, man, they are jacked up, man. Like, they're through. Okay, they're through, because they have subscribed to the doctrine of the world, man. Okay, which leads to them in their own delusion. Okay, a lot of women, they lean upon their own pride. You can't tell her nothing. You know what I mean? She don't need nobody. She do bad all by herself. Well, y'all about Shemal Shah finna get ready to show her, man. All right. And the problem is, too, another thing is, these women don't take accountability. As the scripture said, adulterous woman wipeth her lips and say, I have done nothing. Let me see if I can get that. Let me see if I can get that real quick. Yep, it says, let me see. Yeah, where is that? Salaki, bear with me. Let me grab it real quick. What was that, wiping her mouth? Okay, never mind. Salaki. It's Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 20. And it says, such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and said, I have done no wickedness. So that's the way of an adulterous woman, man. Like, these women jump from cop carousel to cop carousel, man. All right? And they feel as though they have done no wickedness. All right? You see, going back to women, they don't like to take accountability. All right, they don't take accountability, but the Lord speaks about, again, that shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, because the Lord don't got respect for whores, man. And you see it through the acts, of the people in the world as well. Like, like I said, niggas, they'll just, get a jump off on you and they'll keep going, man. Oh, as they say, hit it and quit it. That's what dudes will do because they don't have respect for you. Shit. Oh shit, it's a lie. Okay. Yep, this is Sirach 26 and verse 25. It says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. So a shameless woman, a woman like that broad that was on the video, she's a shameless woman. So she's counted as a dog, man. All right, and we know a dog is, I'm just saying, a bitch. Okay, and you women act as so. All right, for those of you who are in that strange apparel. All right. You see, who don't walk according to the ways of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. All right, these women are very, very bitchy, man. Okay, you can't tell them nothing. Again, they walk in pride. Okay, but it says, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. A woman that is shamefaced. All right, a woman that does walk in modest apparel. All right, not saying you got to walk in a dress all day, every day, every day. You know what I mean? But saying, you know, if you know you got a shape or whatever, you want to cover up. You know, you want to wear something covering up your backside, man. You know, like shit. You know, they got I know certain, you know, women. I just say it. Certain women, you know, I done dealt with or whatever. Like shit. If I know she got a shape or whatever, I make sure she put on a cardigan. You know, cardigan kind of it covers up the backside of the woman. You know, so you know, and that's just, you know what I mean. Again, walking in, you know, that modest apparel, you know, covering up your shape or whatever. You know, like I said, you know, some women don't want to wear a dress all day, every day. You know, there's ways to it. All right, we in Babylon, of course. Okay, but then you got to consider we do have creeps out here, weirdos and you know, pedos and shit. We do got them out here. All right, and especially if you ain't got no man, okay, you don't want to give a nigga a reason. You know, a weirdo a reason to, you know, want to snatch and grab. You know what I mean? Because those are the things that happen out here in the land of darkness, man. All right? So, you know, you want to walk in the ways of Yahawah, Shema, Shah to the best of your ability, man. Okay? And it's a certain way a woman shall carry herself. All right? It says, matter of fact, let's read 26. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. All right? And a woman that honoreth her husband, you know, is a woman that walk in a certain manner. All right. Oh, that holy conversation, which again, that word conversation goes into conduct. All right. It says, but she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. And we see that a lot of times, especially when when you go out into the nightlife. All right. You see a lot of these brides out here that have so-called men, but these bitches out here, like, they dress like a damn prostitute, man. All right, little bitty skirts, and it's getting warm again. So you know you finna see it. You finna see it a lot. All right, and some of these dudes out here don't even care. They'll let their woman prance around with little shorts on, where you can see everything. You know what I mean? Like, bro, we gotta get the hell up out of here, man. Okay, but I'm gonna go back up to verse 22. It says, "A harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband." So a harlot is counted as spittle. Okay, again, ain't no respect for no harlot, man. You know what that nigga Snoop Dogg said? We don't love these hoes. All right, but that's, you know what I mean. Hey, that's the mindset within the black community first and foremost. Okay, that, you know what I mean, a lot of Jake have, and it's like, can you blame them? Because when you look at the acts of these women, man, like, you know, it says, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. Now, think of the opposite of that. Okay? Think of the opposite of that, man. All right? A woman that's like, she's married, but she ain't no tower against death. You know, and when you deal with tower, it goes into an elevation. Okay? But think of a woman who's out here married and she's dishonoring her husband. Okay? It brings distress upon him, man. Okay? It weakens him in the bones. All right? And I believe it's a precept on that too. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see. Matter of fact, we can jump up right here. Let me see. Grief of a heart. Sorrow is a woman that jealous. Let's go. Communication. It's one, Salakia. I believe it is. It's one like that. It's like she's I'll find it. If I don't, it'll be all right. But you know, you brothers know where I'm getting at though. But I want to jump up to this one because this one caught my eye. This Sirach chapter 26 and verse 7. It says, "An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that hath hold of her is as though he held a scorpion." So here it is. An evil wife is like a yoke shaken to and fro. You can't get rid of this broad. You know what I mean? She causing distress. Okay, and it's like he said, he that holdeth of her is though he. It says he that hath hold of her is though he had held a scorpion. Yeah, man. All right, and when you consider a scorpion again, that's like equivalent to him. She calls him weak to the bones, cause scorpion is fucking poison, man. All right, and it can cause some serious damage. All right, so that's what it is dealing with an evil woman. Okay, she can cause some serious damage, man. You know, cause you know, hey, the scripture speak about how the glory of the man is the woman. All right, we love women, man. All right, we love our women. Okay, but here it is, in this kingdom, man. You know, the Lord has given us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on how to deal with these damn women, man. Okay, because these women are wicked as hell. All right, and it says, continuing on, verse 8, it says, "A drunken woman and a gatter abroad causes great anger. She will not cover her own shame." And I saw this with my own eyes. I was at the bowling alley, you know, and Eve, she was all drunk and shit, and she had a little bitty skirt on, little itty bitty skirt on, and she was with a Jake, you know. But this guy, you see this guy, man, this nigga weak, man. You know, he can't hold his own, man. You know, she all over the place, and she bending over and shit like that, man. You know, and like I said, I was at the bowling alley, man, and you know, Jake just going to bowl a little bit, but she all over the place. She bending over, she drunk. You know, you seeing all, you know, I was sitting next to some Edomites and shit, and they they damn near lost it, man. Like, goddamn, you know, they was getting off on looking at that shit, man. You know, but that, you know, I'm like, man, this shit embarrassing. You know, but that's Jake. That's 2/3 of our people, though, man. All right. Again, it says she will not cover her own shame. She's just not giving a damn. She's just all over the place. All right, and it says the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. Yeah, you can see the countenance based off the countenance. You can see, you know what I mean, that this woman ain't no good, man. All right. Let me see what else we got here. Which this whole chapter is heavy, but it was one I was looking for in particular. It might be on 25. Let me see. I believe it's on 25. Here it is. Yep. It says, Sirach 25 and verse 20. It says, "As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the age, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man." So yeah, a woman that just can't be quiet. You know, and that's all we ask for. You know what I mean? Just shut the hell up, man. All right? But here it is. She always got to yap at the mouth. She always got to say something. She got to prove a point. And she got to speak her opinion, man. All right? But the scripture speak about a quiet woman, man. All right? What is that? It been a minute since I got it, man. It been a minute. Let me see. Let me see. That might be it. That might be the one that I'm thinking about. So. Let me see. Okay, that might just. Okay, I'm thinking about the one. Women shall remain silent. Hold on, learning silence. It's a couple of them. Learning silence. At 1 Timothy 2:11, let a woman learn in silence with all submission. Okay, that's one. But this the one that hit more on the point. You know, just a woman should be should hold her tongue, man. All right. It's not comely for a woman to always be speaking. All right, and that really makes a woman more attractive. All right, the quiet women, and that's even like throughout nature, like, you know what I mean, like even, and what I mean by that, like shit, I just know Jace that ain't even in the truth. Shit, even before I came in the truth, man, the quiet girl is the one, you know what I mean? You kind of wonder about, see what she about. That makes a woman way more attractive, man, when she holding her tongue. Okay, but let me see. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Verse 23, it says, a wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. So, and that's the spirit called out Yahawashi. So yeah, man, a woman, basically, because a lot of these women are not pillar of rest. Okay, they just bring distress. All right, and we just read it here, man. Okay, and this is why you shouldn't trust these women, as the next verse says. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. So, you know what I mean? That's why you shouldn't even trust these brides, man. Okay, like I said, a lot of them ain't nothing but jump offs. But I must mention, Isaiah 4:1 is soon to come. And brothers, the ball is going to be in your court, man. And the Lord is going to put the spirit upon you to choose the women who He see will be fit. Okay, in that day, and you got to consider the women you choose might just be an example to bring judgment upon for the other women to get straight, man. So yeah, this for you women, man, this is a fearful thing, man. All right, that's why you should fear the Lord and turn back. Okay, so I'm gonna leave with that, man. I don't want a little minute. Of course, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I'm gonna end it off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rachaa Qadash. Double honors to the head elders and apostles of Great Millstone who will teach well. Until next time, I'd like to say, Shalom.